Talk on the other side.
My disappointment has nothing to do with the fact that I parted company with Senator John McCain. This was by far the best for both of us and best for the country. It is time for the candidates and the media to turn their attention back to the pressing issues of our day and stop focusing upon what I did or did not say decades ago.
All right, we're going to talk a little bit about this later on, but just to tell you about the controversy, John McCain, of course, cut ties with him after John+hagee endorsed Senator John McCain. First, he rejected John+hagee, the pastor of a Texas megachurch with a large TV audience there, so there was some concern about the support there. One sermon, Hagee said that God sent Adolf Hitler to help Jews reach the promised land. And then John McCain there said he rejected that statement and also rejected the endorsement. We're going to follow up on this with our political folks in just a little bit, and you can bet the Situation Room will be covering this in about 45 minutes, 4 p.m. Eastern here on CNN.
The past 24 hours have been extremely painful and disappointing to me. My disappointment has nothing to do with the fact that I parted company with Senator John McCain. This was by far the best for both of us and best for the country. It is time for the candidates and the media to turn their attention back to the pressing issues of our day and stop focusing upon what I did or did not say decades ago. What has been most disappointing to me is to see my life's work, the great passion of my life, mischaracterized and attacked. I have dedicated my life to combating anti-Semitism and supporting the state of Israel. In taking a stand for Israel, I have received death threats from anti-Semites and neo-Nazis. I have had the windows of my car blown out beneath the windows of the rooms in which my children slept. To hear people who know nothing about me or my life's work claim that I somehow excuse the Holocaust is simply untrue and heartbreaking. Let me be clear. To assert that I in any way condoned the Holocaust or that monster Adolf Hitler is the most vicious of lies. I have always condemned the horrors of the Holocaust in the strongest terms. But even more importantly, my abhorrence of the Holocaust and anti-Semitism has never stopped with mere words. I have devoted most of my adult life to ensuring that there will never be a second Holocaust. I have worked tirelessly to oppose anti-Semitism and to ensure the survival of the state of Israel. I have traveled the country teaching Christians to love the Jewish people unconditionally and to stand with Israel. Our ministry has given over $30 million for humanitarian causes in Israel. I founded Christians United for Israel to bring together all pro-Israel Christians in a movement that can support Israel during these very challenging times. The fact is that all people of faith have had to wrestle with the question of why a sovereign God would allow evil in the world. After Auschwitz, this question became even more urgent than ever. Many people simply could not explain how a loving God could permit such horrors. After the Holocaust, they abandoned their faith in a sovereign God who intervenes here on earth. Others, including me, and many millions of Christians and Jews, have maintained our faith in a sovereign God who allows both evil and good. We therefore search the scriptures for an explanation of that evil. We believe that the words of the Hebrew prophets, such as Jeremiah, may help us understand the mind of God. But our search for an explanation for evil must never be confused with an effort to excuse evil. Many have wondered where God was during the Holocaust. But I think the more important question is what we will do here on earth to make sure that there will never be another Holocaust. We must give meaning to the words, "never again," through our actions. It is to this effort this effort to fight anti-Semitism and to support Israel, this effort to promote the continued growth and development of Christians United for Israel, this effort to preach the gospel, this effort I now return. God bless you, and thank you for coming.